Hey, welcome back to MOTOCREEK, guys. I got a quick little project here I'm working on. This is a KX85 two-stroke. It came in before, and I had to do the broken gear shifter right here. This sucker had broke. Let's see. There you go. Get up here and show you guys the old one. So yeah, I pulled the shifter link out and put a new one in. Super easy job. I was actually gonna film it, and I got too busy, so I didn't do it. Well, it's back because, well, it actually didn't even get to leave. We got it all sealed up, and it's leaking. And so I thought it'd be a good time to kind of show you guys how easy it is to change these out, because I know so many of these KX85s out there that are either welded or broken and just sitting on somebody's garage, you know, just fading away because this little booger got snapped. And so while I'm in here, I figure I'll show you real quick how that gets changed, and then kind of show you what we're doing to repair this gasket. Let's see if I can get the camera to zoom in. Oh, screen locked, of course. All right, so if you can see it, this little guy right here is wiggly. And when it's full of oil, you can see it seeping out as I wiggle it. And it's the gasket in there, and it's because we've had a repair on this. It's been welded, and what happens is these aluminum cases, they'll warp. And so this little kind of ear right here, this corner, has warped out. And so it's allowing too much space and not allowing the gasket to seal all the way, no matter how much you torque down your bolts. And so what we're doing is we're going to throw a stack. We're going to do double gaskets in here, and I might sneak by. It looks like there's been a repair with some gasket maker. I don't normally like to do that, but sometimes I can get away with it down here at the bottom on the outside. So anyways, I'm going to put this together, a little video of kind of, I guess, how to take it apart. Sorry about that. And how easy it really is, because I don't want people to get too intimidated by it. So if I can get my little rig here set up, I got my other table out. This is actually a welding table. I didn't want to get oily, but I got some fun butcher paper, and I just want to show you like what I kind of do. This is for the KX85. I just kind of lay out. Am I still zoomed in? I am. All right, I lay out kind of where everything is, right? So if we look at the things together here, I can't get in the same shot, but I map out kind of where the water pump is, the oil plug, kickstarter, and all that, and then I just punch holes where all the screws go. It's a very easy way to just keep track of stuff. You do it enough, you end up just kind of being able to use one of these guys, and you kind of put them in the order that you took them out. That's a really handy tool as well. But this makes it organized, makes it really easy for a guy to kind of keep track of everything, so he can just pull it apart real quick, put it back together, and then little kiddo's not waiting months after months for this thing to get back together because everything got lost. So bear with me for a second, and we will get some rest of these bolts out. I kind of already started. I'm going to get the rest of these kind of out and put them in here. I don't think there's too much to show you this. I'm hoping that you kind of are savvy enough to at least pull the engine out. If we want to do a video about that, I might do some side footage and keep it in my pocket just in case if somebody's curious about how to actually pull them out. They're pretty straightforward. If you're going this far, I'm hoping that you've already worked up the courage to pull the engine out of the there's you know, 3 main bolts here, plus a bracket at the top that has 3 bolts in it. The rear swing arm kind of section does come apart and come off, so you get kind of intimidated by that, but it's a good time to grease all that up, and it's a good time to inspect all that, and then you can actually just take some other bolts and kind of run it back in if you do one at a time, and it'll hold it together while you have this thing out, so it's not just over there in pieces in the driveway scaring everybody. So bear with me real quick, and we will be right back and get some more bolts out. All right, well, I'm down here to the last 2. I wanted to say too that these are all 8mm, which I'm sure you probably already figured that out. Right here is your power valve rod that connects down in here, and so there's kind of a retainer screw bolt that you can take out right there. When this kind of comes off, you're gonna wiggle that off. I'm hoping I'm catching all this on film when I do it. If you need a little more room, there's a little C-clip in here you can pull off and fold this arm up, and now that kind of gives you a lot more play. So I wanted to come down to this here, which is the Kickstarter lever. It is a, I want to say, 5mm. You're just going to take that right there off. Let's see if I can do it without hitting my fancy little camera setup here. Hopefully this is all going to work out. I like to do a lot more of these. The shop is a mess. We got the Ridge Rider Race 100 coming up in like 2 days, and so I got lots of stuff everywhere right now. So this is our fun little clean work environment. Once you get this off, put it in your setup here so that you know where it goes. See that? Kind of got everything labeled. Yeah, that guy will slide right off. Then you can get back to this last one back here. Get him off. It's probably loose now. This is basically a keeper in here. That's gonna. This is your. As soon as you pull that, that's your tension. So you kind of want to make sure this is in that position, and we'll go through that when we put it back together. So let's see if I can get it to wiggle off everything. This is fun doing this on camera. Let's see. Here, there's your water pump kind of shaft that it's going to slide off of. So I'm being really careful because I really need to save this gasket. So I might grab something else here. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Be good to me. Alright, we're going. Just kind of back and forth, give it a wiggle. Trying not to shake this table too much either. Come on, baby. A little bit of pressure if you need. I might end up actually taking this clip off just so I got that extra bit of room. So I'll go back down. Ooh, yeah. Shaking everything here. Okay, let's get this little guy off. Okay, so I'm going to show you what he is. Okay, put him over here. Now I can take this arm and pop it up. There we go. So I just say do that, that's for sure. Make life a lot easier. Alright. Getting my gasket. There we go. That's what I needed. I want to save that. All the goop out of it. So at this point, if you're... So I've already kind of been in here, cleaned everything once, but it's probably going to be pretty dirty for you. So clean it all up. Make sure you got any bits and stuff that that are in there causing trouble. Get it out of there. I was kind of debating how far we were going to go with this, but I think it's useful. So we're going to go ahead and redo what I did earlier. These four bolts have springs underneath them, all right? And they're kind of tight. I have this impact kind of ratchet, and it makes it a lot easier to just pop them without having to really hold this. Sometimes you need a clutch tool, or sometimes you can take some brass or take a little penny, stick it down in this gear right here where it's going to pivot so it doesn't damage it. Take a very soft metal and stick it down in there, and then yeah, there's your infamous plastic water pump gear. Yeah, you want to watch that, or get the, I believe there's a kit, can't remember who makes it, to change that out. Sorry, getting off track. So do that, and then you can take your impact or your ratchet. When you pull these off, watch it, there's a spring, right? This is kind of what controls the tension and how tight your clutch is, how your pull up. There's tons of videos out there about that, so I'm not going to get into all that stuff. You guys can check those out. Let's go. I'm going to go kind of a cross pattern here, just to take tension off evenly. Okay, you got your 4 bolts out with your springs. Right here's this kind of top plate. We're going to pull that top plate out. There's going to be a washer back here. I want to keep that with it, or you can keep it with this whole shaft if you want. Sometimes I'll do that, flip it upside down and put it back in here. You see that? Let's show you this washer. Okay, put that aside. What you need is a 24 millimeter, kind of a deep, so you can get up. I don't know, it doesn't have to be very deep, but you got to get up past all your stuff over here. And then I got to bust out the spanner wrench. So this here, I probably still have it the same size. It fits. This is kind of a universal one I bought. Fits in between here. It holds that down so that you can come in here and break this loose. Maybe. There we go. And hold it. So I'm going to tell you right now, there's probably a bunch of fancy tricks everybody's got. If you can't get one of these wrenches, Google or YouTube that one. They'll show you what's up. Get one of these wrenches though. If you have a 2-stroke and you're going to be doing clutches or kind of trying to keep any little kids' bikes together, you're going to want one of them. So, okay, we got that off. There's going to be, pretty sure, a washer behind there as well. There it is. And now that's going to allow you to slide this whole clutch basket up. You're going to slide past this gear right here and just keep it all together. Okay, the bearing is going to be right down here. He can stay there. You don't have to mess with any of that. This whole assembly, you can keep it all together. You don't even have to take it apart. If you want to, you can slide it apart. Let's see if I can show you here. See here on this inside of your clutch. Oh man, maybe I can show you. I don't want to take it too far out because I want to make a mess. But this is where the wear is on your clutch baskets. So just kind of look at that and see if it just looks insane. If there's notches in there, crazy notches, or if it's like wide because it's wore out. You know, maybe look into that part. It's up to you and your budget. But okay, keep it together, set it aside. Put that back there. So that's it. Right now, I could come in here and grab this bad boy. It's on a whole assembly. Let me find a little pry tool. Let's just use a good old screwdriver. Coming back here, kind of just pry it up off of that. Oh gosh, can you see? Let me see if I can get it in here closer. There's a little shaft right here. You're just gonna, this spring squeezes right on it, so you're just gonna slide that guy straight up. Watch, he's coming right out. That is it. This is how it should look. It might not have, oh here, this is what your new one probably looks like, and it doesn't have all the good stuff on it yet. So you got to pull all the stuff off of your broken one. Okay, and do this just for guys to be able to look at how everything was put together. Slide it all back onto your new one. Okay, reverse. Here we go. Got all your parts on it, right? And then slide it back in. Push it down till you feel it go. So there's kind of 2 lobes here. Well, that's where it should be. And then slide it down right over. Okay? Satisfying little snap click that fits underneath that shaft. Everything else on here is nice and on there. Good. Okay? So now reverse. What did we do? We took our basket off. So let's take our basket, slide that guy back on. Come on now. There you go. Make sure you got all the teeth, all of them here, seated right. And the bottom one. There. Bam. Okay. So if you get this gear to finally kind of find its place, it'll take our washer. He fits down like to catch just the very top of your keyway up here, the spline shaft. So everything you know is assembled right if you're catching your gear, catching those little teeth with that washer. So got our nut, put back on. Okay, tight. Use our 24 millimeter again to tighten it up. I have no numbers for you guys, so you can refer to your manuals or the interwebs for torque spec. I know I'm gonna make it good and tight, but not too good and tight. How about that? So we're gonna go right there, about that tight. How about that? Okay. Now we're gonna put the top back on. So let's come over here. I got that whole pin assembly here. It's basically what it's your press pin. That's what I call it. So we're gonna put that guy back in there with that washer and put him down the middle. Make sure he's nice and good. All right, springs, reverse order. Put your spring, flats, got a washer, and your bolt. Just get them started. If you guys want to use Loctite, go ahead. I don't. Not with these. They got spring tension on them, so they're not going to go nowhere. So I like to run these as far as possible, obviously, with your fingers. Steel and aluminum mixing together when it comes to threads and all that, they're not like the best bedfellows. So run them, make sure nothing gets cross-threaded, and these you're just gonna run until they stop. So there's, I don't know, you guys can look up your torques. Do a cross pattern. Okay. Good to go. What I'm doing now, guys, is I'm going to clean up this edge the best I can. I'm going to kind of run a straight edge over some stuff to see. It wasn't really bad, but it's enough, obviously. So I'm going to see kind of how out of whack it is, if there's anything else we can do to help it. And I'm going to put the gaskets back together, and I might bring you back to like the final kind of wrapping it up, maybe putting some bolts back on the arm about right there. Okay, so you want to line everything back up on your Kickstarter and your water pump. Sometimes you might have to kind of push it around, get them to kind of fit with each other. So once you get that, just kind of try to go down about as even as you can. This here, as you see that just kind of catch that right there, it went right where it was supposed to be. So for me, it's gonna look a little bit odd because I got a stack of gaskets. I've got 2 gaskets in here to make up the difference. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to put my bolts back in here in the order I took them out, using my handy little cardboard trick, and torque them down, and I will get back to you. Okay, I came back real quick. I wanted to just kind of point out on this here, make sure you kind of get that arm where it's supposed to be down in here, and get your little loop over that knob, and then make sure that you got this pushed down. Look down inside this hole and look in there for that groove on this shaft, the retaining groove in there. Make sure it's in the right spot before you put your bolt back in. That's kind of a key thing. So you'll know if it's wrong because it just won't go down. So get that in place. Let's see, we're going to keep going through. If I catch anything else I should probably point out, then I'll come back to you. Okay, I guess I didn't point out before, I'm kind of doing like a cross pattern as much as I can to get this to sit down as flat as I can. So just gives it the best chance of seating. So I squashed a little gasket maker in between there. I got a high temp fast drying like solvent resistant gasket maker. It's the thinnest of the thinnest layer though, guys, because you don't want that stuff getting in your engine. So any excess you got, try to clean it up. Cool. Well, note to future self, plug the camera into auxiliary power because batteries run out. So as soon as I find where I put it, I'm going to do some little more Loctite on the water pump. I was saying, I don't know how much of it got filmed, but I didn't really go over the water pump. It was already off when I started this video. Here's your pulley, or not your pulley, gosh, your impeller. A little bit of Loctite on there. It is not reverse threads or anything like that, nothing special. It's just 8 mil. Get it down in there. Obviously the whole engine's going to want to turn and everything, so you want to get it to kind of be nice and tight as best as possible without everything turning over. What I do is I get it basically all back into the engine, and I get it in gear, and with everything kind of bound up, I can kind of do one last little on it, and then put the gasket on, and there's 3 bolts. Stick those on, you're good to go. Like I said, don't forget your C-clip here. If you need to, just take a pair of pliers like this and clip it on, and you know, that's about it. So we're gonna put this back in the engine, and I might take you through some of that. I might not. Like I said, when you get this done here, you're gonna end up being able to feel that tension right there, so you know you did it right. Gosh, guys, I don't think there's much more. So we got our gaskets together here. Let's see if I can stand it up without shaking you too much. I'm gonna let all that dry before I kind of clean it up. Like I said, the inside I made sure was really thin, so there wasn't a lot. Everything you see out there on that is just because there was more excess on the outside edge. So okay, hope this helps somebody. If there's anything else, I'll bring you back. I don't think so. If you have any other questions, leave it in the comments and I will see what I can answer for you. If you want me to make some other videos of something to do with this or any other KX85, I kind of got one that I'm working on for this guy's daughter, I guess, is who's riding this one. I'm not giving any names out. So anyways, pretty cool getting the kids back on the bikes. I love it when I can put a bike together for a kid and get out there in the dirt. So guys, thank you so much. Give it a thumbs up if you want, and if it helped at all, let me know. We will catch you guys on the next one. See ya. Alright, it's all back together, boys. Yeah.